If you have been thinking about applying for the Capital One Venture X credit card, but you're not completely sure whether this card is worth it, well, this is the video for you. So in this video, we will cover the perks and benefits of this card, things to consider before you apply, and whether or not this card is actually worth applying for. So definitely keep watching to learn more. Now, before we jump into today's video, if you are new to me and the channel, welcome. My name is Bella Jones. I am a corporate finance professional with over 18 years of experience. And on this channel, we cover everything related to financial literacy. So if you do want to learn more about investing, how to get better at managing your finances, or you want honest reviews on credit cards and other financial products, then this is the channel for you. So make sure you subscribe and follow me on my other social media platforms. The premium travel credit card market has become super competitive in the last 10 years, and truthfully, it can be a bit overwhelming trying to figure out which card is the right fit for you, or should you even get one at all. Now, if you are watching this video, more than likely you have already began your research and the Capital One Venture X has caught your eye. So let's see if this card is worth applying for. So let's first start off by going over the basics. So currently the annual fee is $395. Now you can add up to 4 authorized users for no additional charge. Now, when it comes to the welcome bonus, it is currently 75,000 miles if you spend $4,000 on your card in the first 3 months of your account being approved. When it comes to earning points, you do earn 10 points for every dollar spent on a hotel or car rental when it is booked through the Capital One travel portal. You earn 5 points when you book flights or vacation rentals, also using the Capital One travel portal. And then you earn 5 points when you book experiences such as concerts or sporting events through the Capital One entertainment portal. And then you do earn 2 points on all other categories. Once you begin earning points with this credit card, there are a few ways you can use them. They can be used to book travel on Capital One's travel portal. This includes booking airline tickets and hotel stays and car rentals. They can also be used to reimburse yourself for certain travel expenses. Now, Capital One also gives you the option to use these points to purchase gift cards or redeem it for cash back. Now, with the cash back, you can receive either a physical check in the mail or a direct deposit into your checking or savings account. The other way these points can be used is to shop with Amazon or during the checkout process when using PayPal. And last but not least, these points can be transferred to one of Capital One's transfer partners. Now, I will put a full list of their transfer partners in the caption down below, but here is a short list of their transfer partners. So you have JetBlue, British Airways, Emirates, and Choice Hotels. Let us now talk about the perks and benefits of the Capital One Venture X credit card. So first, you do receive free access to airport lounges, and there are 2 ways you will be able to use this benefit. So first, you will be able to access Capital One lounges free of charge, and you can bring guests with you free of charge as well. And currently, there is no limit on how many guests you can bring in with you. What is also great about the Capital One lounges is you are able to log into the Capital One app to see how busy the airport lounge might be. And if the lounge is super busy, you can join a wait list. And once it is your turn to enter the lounge, they will send you a text message notification. Now, the other way you will be able to access airport lounges is you do receive a free Priority Pass membership, which will give you access to over 1,300 lounges across the globe. And with this membership, you can bring in 2 guests with you free of charge. Now, what's also great about this benefit is it does extend to your authorized users, so they too can access lounges and bring guests with them as well, which is great because you don't have to pay to add these authorized users to your accounts. With this credit card, you also receive a $300 travel credit every single year, and this covers travel expenses such as checked bag fees or seat upgrades. You will need to use your Venture X to make the purchase, and you will receive a credit on your statement up to $300. You also receive a global entry or TSA pre-check credit. Now, in order to use this benefit, you will need to use your Venture X to pay for the application fee, and then you will receive a statement credit, essentially making the application free for you. This card also offers a variety of travel insurances, such as trip cancellation and trip interruption insurance. Now, with Capital One, their policy is a little different than some of the other banks. You only receive this coverage in the event you or a family member is sick, injured, or dies while traveling, or if the company you're doing business with goes out of business and is bankrupt. Trip delay insurance is another benefit that comes with the Venture X. So in the event your trip is delayed by 6 hours or more, or requires an overnight stay, Capital One will reimburse you for certain out-of-pocket expenses. You also receive luggage insurance with this credit card. So if your luggage is lost or damaged, Capital One will also reimburse you for certain items. You also receive car rental insurance. Now, in order to use this benefit, you must use the Venture X credit card to pay for the car rental, decline the insurance offered by the car rental agency, and at that point, your vehicle will be covered in the event it is damaged or if it is stolen. This card also does not charge any foreign transaction fees. And that pretty much sums up the travel benefits that come with the Venture X. Let's pivot and focus on the consumer benefits that come with this credit card. And they are cell phone protection, return protection, and extended warranty. So with cell phone protection, as long as you use your Venture X to pay your monthly cell phone bill, you will then receive coverage on your cell phone up to $800. So if your phone is stolen or damaged, Capital One will reimburse you up to that $800 limit. Next, you have return protection. So if you use your Venture X credit card to purchase an item, and let's say in the first 90 days you want to return it, but the store where you made the purchase won't accept it, Capital One will reimburse you for that item. But of course, there are some exclusions to this policy. And last but not least, you also receive extended warranty. So if the item you purchased using your Venture X card has an original manufacturer's warranty, Capital One will extend that warranty for 1 additional year. Capital One will also give you a 10,000 mile bonus on your credit card's anniversary, and you do receive this every single year. You also do receive gold status with Hertz Car Rental, and with this status, you do receive things such as free upgrades, a dedicated check-in line, and you do earn more points with your paid car rentals. Now that we have covered the perks and benefits of the Venture X, let's now talk about the pros and cons of this credit card. When it comes to the pros, the first one that comes to mind is the annual fee and how affordable it is in comparison to some of its competitors like the Platinum Card or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And it does offer very comparable benefits. Now, the next great pro of this credit card is the guest access to airport lounges. It's great that you can bring an unlimited number of guests with you free of charge, which is so rare these days, as most of the other credit cards do limit how many guests you can bring in with you, and you actually have to pay depending upon the age of your guest. And while the airport lounge policy is great, one of the downsides to this credit card is unless you live in a city that has an airport that actually has a Capital One airport lounge, it's next to impossible to maximize this benefit. So you want to keep this in mind before you do apply for this credit card. Now, of course, as they open more lounges at more airports, it might be easier for you to use this benefit, but currently they only have 5 airport lounges across the United States. Now, the other con or downside to this credit card is the fact that you are not able to earn extra points on everyday expenses such as groceries, dining, or gas. So that makes it hard to accumulate a lot of points that you then can use to book travel. I think it's really unreasonable that the only way to earn a lot of points is if you are booking travel directly through the Capital One portal or booking experiences like a concert or a sporting event. Most people will take their credit cards and use it for everyday expenses and hoping to use that to help make their future trips free or heavily discounted. With the current earning structure of this credit card, you will have to spend a lot of money and take a long time to earn enough points to make your future trips free or discounted. So definitely a downside to this credit card and something to keep in mind. The other con or downside to this credit card is the restriction they have on the trip cancellation and trip interruption insurance coverages. With most banks, if there's something like bad weather or a system outage that causes your trip to be interrupted or canceled, they will reimburse you for certain out-of-pocket expenses. But that is not the case with Capital One. The only way you do receive coverage is if you or your relative becomes sick, injured, passes away, or if the company you booked with goes out of business. So this makes this card definitely much less appealing. So we have gone over the perks and benefits of this credit card as well as the pros and the cons. So let's now talk about things to consider before you submit your application. And the first thing is you do need good credit to qualify for this credit card. You need to have a score of at least 700 or more. Now, if you are not sure where you stand with your credit, I do recommend checking it before you apply for this card. So you want to make sure that you, one, understand what your credit scores are, but two, make sure there aren't any negative marks on your report that may cause your application to be denied. Now, you do have the option to see if you are pre-approved for any offers on their website, so you may want to do that before applying as well. And the next thing you do need to know is that Capital One will run all 3 of your credit reports as part of this application process. Now, some banks tend to only check 1 credit report, but not Capital One. They are going to check all 3. So you will see that inquiry and it may cause your score to drop a few points because of that. Also need to know that Capital One will only approve you for 1 credit card once every 6 months. So if you are planning to apply for more than 1 credit card with Capital One, you need to space out your applications accordingly. And last but not least, Capital One does have a 48-month rule restriction when it comes to welcome bonuses. Now, what that means is if you were to apply for the Venture X today, and let's say in 2 years from now, you decide to cancel the credit card, you would need to wait 48 months to apply for that credit card again to also qualify for the welcome bonus. Now, that's very different from companies like American Express, where welcome bonuses are once in a lifetime. Overall, the Venture X is a decent travel credit card. While it doesn't have all of the bells and whistles of the American Express Platinum or the Chase Sapphire Reserve, it still has some solid benefits that you can use. And this card will be great if you do travel out of an airport that does have a Capital One lounge, especially if you have a large group or family that you are traveling with most of the time. Now, what I will say before you apply for this card, just make sure you can maximize all, if not most, of the benefits. That way it will make paying the annual fee worthwhile. Let me know in the comments down below if you are thinking about applying for this card and what has stopped you from submitting your application. And if you currently have this card, how do you like it? Do you love this credit card or do you have buyer's remorse? Now, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.